Zoe saying, good morning, guys. What is up? Happy week 6. It's a little cold out here. We got the heat going in the car. It's 30 degrees out. No frost this morning, but probably could have been. Guidos, what up? Zoe's gonna go crazy in a minute. We're about to drive by a dog. What up, what up, what up? Zach's in the building. We'll let some people get in here. I know it usually takes about a minute or so. Most people even get a notification from YouTube. So just start by good mornings. Hope everybody's doing well. Zoe saw a dog she wanted to play with. She's a little. I drove right by her. Going to get our couple packages I got to drop off. I dropped a bunch off yesterday. Before I was a guest on the Hobby Hotline. I don't know how many of you guys caught that show, but I know I got feedback from Balls. Balls said he really enjoyed it. I was on there with Dr. Beckett, Jim Beckett, and John Newman from the Sports Card Nation podcast. For those of you guys that don't know who John is, John's been in the game for a really, really, really long time. In fact, he is like a lot of us. You know, his collecting days started really early. In fact, I did the in-depth with him a while back. It's actually a pretty good episode. But he was going to card shows, helping out another guy who had owned a card store. And he was actually handling like high-end, lots of money in cards at card shows. By the time he was basically, I think he opened a card store in LCS in New York, I want to say it was, when he was like 21 years old. And he ran it for 5 or 6 years. And then he ended up selling it because, like with a lot of us, life kind of picks up with other things, family and whatnot. But John's been around forever. John knows a lot of people, like a lot of big people in the hobby, you know, as far as like Mr. Beckett. He's good friends with him. Rich Klein, who Rich popped on the show he just called in yesterday with a question. He was on for a little bit. Rich Klein actually, he worked for Beckett for years. Another guy who's been in the hobby forever. But, I think for some of you guys, I just wanted to kind of explain that because for some of you who jump on there and like, who's this John Newman guy? You know, most people know who Mr. Beckett is, but John is kind of a big deal in the hobby, I would say, personally. And yet, a lot of people still don't know who he is. So, been around the game for a long time. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Minnesota Sports Cards, what's going on? So you're in Minnesota. Timmy, what's up? Eloy, what's up? Zoe's like, who the hell is always talking to? Yeah, well, she probably just assumes I'm talking to her, and if I'm talking to her, then she's just loving it, right? Dogs love to be talked to. I talk to her quite often, but she usually knows when I'm talking to her because I usually be looking at her, mesmerizing her, if you will. Superman, what's up, man? Hey, you got an orange little cow by your deal. Awesome. Minnesota Sports Cards. Where are you located, brother? Obviously, you're in Minnesota, but whereabouts? Are you far from the cities? Twin Cities? Are you up north? My folks got they built a retirement home. My mom did, my stepdad, up north, right outside of Alexandria. Okay. Fargo, North Dakota. I gotcha. So a big NDSU fan. Carson Wentz. I hear there's another quarterback that's going to be coming out of NDSU that should be up there in a top quarterback drafted. Obviously Lawrence will be probably number 1 unless something crazy changes. But I hear there's a kid kind of like a Wentz who's at North Dakota State University. So that's cool. But all right, we're just gonna pop right into it, man. Up and early on Sundays, always get my message on before game day. Living Eli, that's awesome, man. Frank, what's up, brother? Really, I'm a Notre Dame fan. Yeah, I'm North Metro. Yeah, so me and Quatos, I'm 10, 15 minutes from St. Paul or Minneapolis. I can go either direction. So I'm in Egan, Minnesota. Me and Quatos always link up at the card shows in Bloomington, Minnesota. They're once a month. You should try to make it down sometime. I think you'd have a blast. We try to do these little challenges. We did one last month, like a $50 challenge. Quatos kicked my butt. The vintage. I even had a plan. I say this all the time, but I had a plan. I even said something to Quatos. I said I should get a vintage card while we were still doing it, and I didn't. Try to help balance it out, but it's all good. I'm gonna get into the week 6 stuff here in a minute. I'm almost at the post office, so I'm gonna have to run in real quick. I don't want to be in the middle of it and get interrupted. I haven't run in. Loving, not living. It is cold, guys. I don't know about where you're at. It's cold here this morning. It's like 30 degrees outside. You can see your breath this morning. No frost on the windows. It's kind of surprising, but it is cold. So let me get these packages dropped off real quick. Just got to run a couple in, drop them off, and then we'll be on our way to get our caffeine and talk some week 6 NFL, DFS, fantasy stuff. Whoops. That wasn't good. Be right back, guys. Dude, I got this for like $10 at the Mall of America. They had like Nike ones, Adidas. Alright. Be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. Chat amongst each other. All right, let's get it. All right, guys, you just get in here, welcome. Sorry, I just had to run a couple packages into the post office quick before I started talking NFL. Not sure else got in here. Terry, what up, man? Chew his seat. Thanks, Eloy. Appreciate that, brother. Guess she can't read English. She's chewed enough in this car already. She don't need to be chewing anything else. So all right, so first of all, before I get into it, yep, I'm going to get caffeine right now. Go Browns. You know, I've always rooted inside. Come on, man, you know I've always been when Baker came aboard them, I kind of felt he could change the league. If you were to go back in my tweets, you know, back when Mayfield came aboard and whatnot, I just, like, me and my son were talking about this last week. Me and my son were like, me and him kind of attached to the Steelers back when Le'Veon Bell was drafted. Big Ben first started taking over. Le'Veon Bell was drafted. It was kind of our AFC team. But I've always, like I said, the Browns too, I love seeing teams that are crap turn things around. I like to root for them. And again, I'm a heavy fantasy and DFS player. So for me, as much as I'm a Minnesota guy and the Vikes are like my primary team, I'm typically rooting for whoever I'm heavy on or whoever I'm playing for week in, week out. And that can fluctuate. Now, for some of you that heard me talk earlier in the week, I did say that I was, what are you licking there, Bubba? I was a Big Ben fan, Roethlisberger. I still am. A lot of people are going to be on Claypool this week just because they're game log watchers and because he just scored 4 touchdowns. He just went straight beast mode on the NFL. He pretty much just flexed on everybody. He's still going to be a good play, but Eloy's going to like what I have to say here. My top quarterback this week, top quarterback is going to be Matthew Stafford. He's going to be my top GPP quarterback. He's going to be my top cash quarterback. He will be my cash quarterback. For those of you who play DFS, you know that you only play one cash lineup. You can play it in multiple contests, but you only play one specific lineup in cash. If you do more than one, you're kind of defeating the purpose of playing cash, right? Tournaments, GPPs, you want to switch it up. You want to change it. You want to try to have lineups unique and different. Now, if you're my boy Shizzler, he plays GPPs a little bit differently. He goes against the grain. He usually builds one lineup for his tournaments and puts them in multiple tournaments. I personally feel like, and so when he hits, right? If he's cashing, he's probably almost every one of his every one of his contests are going to cash because he's got that same lineup. I feel like, it's a numbers game, right? The more you have, the more options you have, the more chances you have of getting it right, if that makes sense. So as much as Shizzler's very successful, guys. Sean is very, very good. He gets a little lucky as well, as we all need to. But he is really good at DFS. And if you'd ask him one of his big things and why he's successful, it's because he plays the people. He's playing tournaments, right? GPPs. So he's playing the people that nobody else are playing. You can, throughout the week, you can go and you can watch a million different touts. Touts are guys that talk kind of like what I'm doing. I'm just free though. Mine's just to my community, free advice, whatever. I don't get paid to do it. I don't charge to do it. There's a lot of companies out there that charge, for them to talk about their plays and to try to give you an edge, right? But what Sean a lot of times does is Sean will play the guys that nobody's talking about, that nobody's touting, that nobody's on, that's very low owned. Now, in NFL, you don't have to get too cute. I've talked about this before. NFL can be a very chalk heavy, meaning high owned throughout the majority of your lineup. It can be a very chalk heavy lineup and just be unique at either one or two spots. That's it. Uniqueness in one or two spots. Everything else can be chalky. You could have a chalk build, right? So when I talk a lot of like the guys that I like each week, a lot of times they might be higher owned, but it's where you get creative and where you get cute and where you differ. Now your cash lineup is going to be super chalky. What's up, Fester? How you doing, brother? Remember, I got my boots ready. Nice. What up, Buckeye? How you doing, man? Good to see you. No, why? He sucks. Who? There's some cards. Sorry, I'm missing, guys. Balls. Missed some of your guys' comments. My apologies. I like the Browns only because they have my favorite player. Yeah, Landry. Fester. So I just started. Me personally, I like Cousins or... Yeah, so... Cousins I love in DraftKings. Cousins I absolutely love in DraftKings. I think he's too expensive on FanDuel. And there's always a big price difference between DK and FanDuel. I think Cousins is an awesome play on DraftKings. And you got, obviously, Madison So Madison is going to be a top. He's going to be he's probably a highly touted running back this week as well with Cookout. But for 7,000 on FanDuel, I forget, 7,200 on DK, I believe. I mean, he's going to get the workload. They're going up against Atlanta, you know. I mean, they should put a lot of points on the board. Hopefully Atlanta makes it or keeps it a shootout, right? So it's going back and forth. Fitzpatrick is sneaky. I do have Fitzpatrick in a couple of my lineups. I mean, I'll just tell you guys right now, all my lineups. So on FanDuel, it's Matthew Stafford, Cam Newton, which is kind of one of my more sneaky quarterbacks, Ben Roethlisberger, Tannehill, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. That's pretty much who I'm on. Okay. It's going to be interesting to see on the Green Bay Tampa game who gets the best of them. Because I think, hasn't Brady got the best of Rodgers their last couple meetings? I don't know. I think you got to go back to Devontae Adams this week. I think with the amount of points they show, I mean, it's they're either going to go to him, Jones, Tanya, right? Tanya's been a monster at tight end. Again, another guy who's scored a ton of touchdowns, so people are just going to ultimately, they're just going to select him, right? Because they're going to look at game logs. People, when they build lineups, especially if they hand build them, they look at the game log. They look at last week. They look at this season, how they've done. And when they see bigger numbers, higher numbers, they're like, oh, I'm going to plug this guy in. Even if the matchup isn't even that great. Now, I'm not saying Tanya doesn't have a decent matchup, but I'm just saying a lot of times people don't look at their amount of research is look at a game log real quick, see what they've done in previous weeks, and just go with it, right? Now, running backs, Madison, obviously the big dog, Derrick Henry. He is very expensive, though, especially on FanDuel. He's $9,000. There's a lot of cheaper options. I like Gaskins this week. Believe it or not, I don't mind David Montgomery for running back. Who else? Mike Davis, obviously. James Robinson. Jonathan Taylor. You know, those are all guys. But Madison would be my top back this week. And I think other people are going to say the same thing. So that's not a surprise. That's not a sneaky play. You know, there's nothing sneaky about it. Cook's out, right? So when Cook's out, we know Madison gets the workload. He's gonna get fed, right? Like Zeke. He's gonna be feed me. Although, to Balls' point about liking Cousins, like I said, I do have a little Cousins as well, but on DraftKings, you got Thielen is another top play of mine at receiver this week. Justin Jefferson. I think you got to pretty much just say you can plug Jefferson in week by week, and he can easily put up 150 yards and get in the end zone, right? He's already proven it. He's already shown it. So a stack with like Cousins. Here's where you get a little bit cuter. A lot of people are going to be on Madison, right? So if we're talking GPP, playing someone like Cousins and Justin Jefferson, or playing Cousins, Jefferson, and Thielen, right? And then you can either run it back with Gurley, which I'm not a big fan of, or you can run it back with Ridley, Julio, right? Hayden Hurst, maybe even if you think he's going to be able to get in the end zone this week. So, but Thielen's going to be one of my big plays on receiver as well. I love, obviously, Claypool as well. Again, we talked about it. That's going to be one of those people are just going to go to him, not really knowing reasoning, just because he got in the end zone 4 times last week. So, what's up, Javius? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Jamal Williams is sneaky, yes. It just, is he going to get goal line carries, or is he going to be able to break a big one? Again, guys, when you're building your lineups in DFS, you're building it as game script, right? You're trying to envision how the game is going to play out. Whether it's going to be a shootout, where the ball's going to go to. How many offensive possessions are your backs going to get? How many times are your running backs going to get touches? How many times are your receivers going to run routes and get targets and get actual balls thrown to them? Targets, right? That's what we're looking for. So another one, Tannehill. I talked about at quarterback. This is going to be a popular stack, but Tannehill, A.J. Brown, and Juju Smith. A lot of people are probably going to be on a stack like that. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, they're in a prime spot, a great spot. I already touched on Devontae Adams. I love Devontae Adams this week. He is very expensive. I don't mind paying the price tag, though, because I think if this is the type of game that we think it's supposed to be, I think it's a shootout, and I think in any Green Bay shootout, if Adams is going to be on the field, he's going to be a big piece of that. A big piece of that. So, here's an interesting tight end one. Trey Burton. Oh, on DraftKings, too, one of my punt receiver plays, New England. Dennis Byrd. He's 3,200 or 3,500. That's a great punt play on DK. Very, very cheap. Hopefully he gets in the end zone today. For that kind of price tag, you know, see what he can do. Trey Burton, T.J. Hawkinson, Galladay. Galladay I would stack with Stafford as well as Hawkinson, or at least do one with them if you're going to play Stafford. I'm not the biggest Stafford run naked fan, meaning you don't play anybody with him. That's what's up, Clint? Hey, how you doing, man? Invest your money in Mark Andrews, my dreamer says. All right, guys, I got to order real quick. Hang on one second. How about Trey Burton, too, for the Colts? Jack Doyle hasn't been able to, he's not mobile enough. He's shown he hasn't been able to do anything. Allie Cox, I believe, is out. So Trey Burton's another sneaky one. What's up, John S? How you doing, man? How about the race? Yeah, man, we can talk about that in a minute. This is the breaks. We're just finishing up week 6 here. I just got to get my drink ordered. What's up, Airtime? My brother, how you been, man? Good to see you. This the breaks. John S. Clint A is in the house. Appreciate you guys stopping in this fine Sunday morning. If you guys don't know why I'm waiting to order before I continue on the football rant, my brother-in-law is back home.
Hi, what can I get started for you?
All right, 1 second, guys. Can I get a Venti caramel ribbon crunch with 2 shots of espresso, please?
Yes, you can. Anything else?
That's it.
809, I'll see you at the window.
Thank you. All right. Burton is a bum. I figured I'd get that. Yeah, but he's a cheap, especially on DK. He's really, 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 really cheap. So, Mark Andrews. Dreamer touched on Mark Andrews. Another one. Again, you're going to pay up. You're basically... If you're going to pay up at tight end, you're more than likely going to end up having to pay down a little bit more at either your receiver spots or running back, you know. Just the price tags on those guys. Anytime you're doing like an Andrews, a Kittle, a Kelsey. Now, again, they can put the numbers up of a top-tier receiver, but I think typically when you're building a lineup, you're looking for the best value. I don't know that somebody like a Mark Andrews has the highest probability of giving you super high value. And the reason being is because his price tag is so high, right? The higher the price tag, the more points he has to score to make it worth it, to make him come in and be a value play. Vente double caramel crunch, 2 espresso. Yeah. Yes, sir. And then Zoe's gonna get she's gonna get a pup cup. You get Zoe a pup cup. I guess there's a card show in Maplewood this weekend, but I'm watching football, man. I'm not going anywhere this weekend. I gotta stay put. I think that my stack today fits Devontae. Yeah, I'm big on Fitz and Parker. Like I said, I do have a couple Fitzes. How do you see Bell's numbers in KC going up? I see him replacing Watkins in the slot in a few weeks and getting split carries at running back. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna you bring in a player like Le'Veon Bell, who isn't. I mean, I would not say he's washed up, right? He went to the Jets, which they absolutely suck, right? You don't see anybody being successful there. Nobody, no position, especially on the offense. No success. There's no absolutely zero success in New York with the Jets. You bring in somebody like Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell, he is going to he can be that difference factor. And I agree. I like what you say there, Garrett, about him going in the slot where Watkins is. I think you take somebody like Bell who can absolutely do that and probably get you more yards after the catch than someone like a Watkins can. I think it's a great. I think that's an awesome take. I think that's a great take, honestly. Yes. Le'Veon Bell, I would say, I don't know how much he takes from him. I think it's a gradual, slow thing. I think what's his face? CEH. I think he still gets his primary carries, but I think you're gonna see Bell be that guy that comes in as the backup. Again, putting him in a slot type deal, going where Watkins goes. I think that's Garrett. I think that's a great call. I think that if I'm KC, if I'm Andy Reid, I think I definitely try to get him on the field, but I try to keep him on the field with your main back there, with your boy CEH. I think you try to have him on the field as much as you can together. And again, not both in the backfield together. Have your running back in the backfield and have Bell, lined out in slot, whatever. Have him running routes. Because you guys know, from a guy who's been an all yards from scrimmage guy, he can catch the ball. He's got hands. Utilize him. And then you can do other sneaky trick plays. You can run him around. You can do all sorts of different stuff. Hell, take Bell, put Bell in. I don't know. Has Bell ever thrown a touchdown pass? Put some plays in where you put in Bell as like the quarterback, right? And CEH in at running back next to him. Forget about Watkins. He's in. So yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I think that's a perfect fit to just go to fit in right for him. Robinson and Hartman replace Watkins speed with speed. Bell will be last year's shitty play. I don't know, man. I think. I mean, let's be honest. Going to the Jets, right? He was just desperate to get back and start playing. They're the only team that would take him. Nobody succeeds with the Jets. Not these days. Nobody succeeds. No one. Absolutely nobody. Defenses, guys. Colts. On DK, my favorite defense would probably be the Dolphins. Just a great price for playing the Jets. I believe they're playing the Jets today, right? So playing the Jets. You got to love those Steelers. One of the top defenses in the league, to be honest with you, as of right now. I see them creating some turnovers, although I do see Cleveland keeping it a game. Again, guys, please remember this. When you are looking at defenses in DFS and in fantasy, I say this every week, and I'm going to say it again. Do not think you're looking for a defense that's going to shut a team out. It's very rare that in the NFL, even the shittiest teams can score, right? Don't look at it as far as for shutouts. Look at it for fumble, sacks, pick sixes, right? They're going to be able to get to the quarterback often. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a defense that's going to be all over the place, creating turnovers, getting to the quarterback, picking, getting interceptions, and then maybe you get lucky with a pick six, or you get lucky with a defensive, the touchdown, special teams touchdown. So, yeah. What else? What else you guys got for me? What kind of takes you guys got? who's on, anybody else on something different than what I talked about this week. And then we'll talk about the Rays as well, right? So me and Balls actually had a good conversation yesterday on the phone. We talked on the phone. What's up, Fig? Good morning, brother. How you been? And, you know, I was telling him how, I've said this before, yeah, he's going to light it up today, definitely. That's what I was already saying, man. That's my top running back this week. Hang on one second. But Balls is like, man, I'm rooting for the Astros. You know, now that the league didn't do anything to him, you know, it's kind of like root for him. And I get it. I understand. Like, I get people, you know, they want to see that person. But, man, to see the Rays finish it off yesterday is just awesome. Hang on, guys. Zoe's want to make sure they don't forget about her. She's got to get all up in the grills. All right. And then can we get a pop cup too, please? All right. So I get it, but it's nice to not see the Stros there now. My take was, I've been talking about this the last couple times I've been on streams. My take is, I don't believe they should be allowed. Just a 10. Just a 10.
Oh, sure.
Thank you. Yeah, is that I don't believe they should be allowed to be in this year. They should have been like, yeah, she's looking for her cup. All right. And then how much is the car behind me?
It's $2.30. It's just a coffee.
Oh, here. I'll take care of it. We'll pay the car behind us. It's not much though either. It's like $2. Hang on one second, guys. She's having her pup cup. I'm losing my train of thought here. Just give me 6 back. 6 back. There you go. Thank you. So awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yep. Cheers, guys. All right. So anyway, back to, she already killed that pup cup. She killed it. So back to the Astros and Rays. I mean, what a fun series. Both of these series have just been so fun to watch. You guys think the Braves pull it off today? Tonight? What's you guys' take? Who's gonna win it? Who's going to play the Rays in the World Series? Oh fuck. Deafness. I will follow or the whole store next time. Right? She dominated. She loves those things, man. Yep, she got her cup in. Rays and Braves. Dodgers, unfortunately. Wow. She's like running. She's running. She was a running. Trying to get away. Yeah, I mean, guys, how awesome has it been, though, for us as fans? I know if you're either a Dodger or a Brave or a Rays fan, I guess you could say Astros, but we know they're out now. I mean, how fun, right? 7 games and everything. She's going to freak out again. Dodgers, Rays. Braves will win it all in 6. You want what now? Oh, Atlanta now? Yeah. Well, yeah, because you would have originally, some people would have wanted to see, you know, like, I think a lot of people, like the networks and stuff, really wanted to see Dodgers and Astros, right? With everything that would have came with that series, all the drama, and, you know, you got the Stros, and you got LA. I don't know, man. What time is the game tonight at? I'm so focused on football right now. I don't even know what time the baseball game starts. What time is the baseball game at? $5 Pacific. You're in for Rays. Freddie Freeman. Well, it could be Cueto's. It could be Freddie Freeman and the Rays. They could play each other. still. I mean, it all comes down to tonight. Who wins the Dodgers and the Braves game? So, and then Balls brought this up. We were talking yesterday too. I don't remember who he said he knows. Somebody associated with something or heard something through the NFL. You know, I heard this as well, that the NFL is going to be, they're looking at possibilities of pushing back the Super Bowl, like the date. And Balls said that the hotels and everybody actually have, what up, Shaq? Good morning, brother. Good morning to you. Congrats on, you won something in Jimmy's auction last night for a pick a number. You won the packs or whatever, man. Congrats to you, buddy. It's awesome. I love seeing my boy Shaq win some stuff. It's awesome. Awesome. And then everything that Jimmy did for Zach and the community did for Zach to get his business started. So awesome. And I will be putting up a video, a mail day. I got a mail day from BITG, a big ass box. So I'm going to be doing an uploaded video. I'll probably record that later today and have Zach edit it. And then I'll put it up, probably post for tomorrow morning. But what we're going to do is we'll probably have a regular auction Tuesday, because I just got this big mail day. You know, when I get my mail days from BITG, he usually sits on them. I tell him to hold them for like a month or so. So it's breaks from just about every day for like a month. And then he just ships it at one time. I just tell him to ship them, you know, one time every once in a while. But I actually got breakfast sandwich or something. Let's drive around a little bit more. All right. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. What was I gonna say? What was I saying? I'm like losing it, man. Oh, that was huge, man. Oh, yeah, about Zach. Yes, very awesome. So what we're gonna do is, I know he doesn't want any more help, but I'm going to give him a percentage of what we make on Tuesday night. Donate towards his business as well. Zach has done a lot for me. He's done a lot for a lot of people. He's a great kid. I mean, he created my intro for my upload videos, my outro. He edits videos when I send them to be uploaded. He never complains. He never says no. The worst thing I ever heard from him, and this isn't a bad thing ever, like this is just how good of a kid he is, hey, yes, I'll be able to do that for you, you know, but I'm wherever and I'll get back to you later. That's awesome, man. I expect him to enjoy life. I just, you know, he can do things whenever he can get to them. But he's a well-deserving kid. I know. For me, I've always been a you should work for yourself type person. Like, there's so many opportunities out there to start something, to be your own boss, to make money according to how well you do for yourself, right? So I think with Zach, I think he's gonna be very successful. I think he's getting into something that really opens up the doors for him to expand into other things. I brought this up before, but there's a dude I watch that kind of does like a lot of motivational type, and he actually speaks at a lot of conventions and stuff now, like to motivation. But this dude, him and his wife now, was his fiance at the time. He had no job. She lost her job. This was years ago. They had zero money. They were about to be kicked on the street, homeless. And he decided, he went to the dollar store and got supplies to wash windows. And he basically went out and he hustled. He went business to businesses, small businesses, whatever. He ended up getting a shit ton of accounts to wash their windows. And he started basically the window washing business. Kept him and his wife, now was his fiance, from being homeless. Just hustled to get there. Built his own business. And now he's got the window washing business, which he doesn't do anymore. He has people that work for him, but he expanded that to landscape business as well. So he's got a landscape business and the window washing business. And I think I bring that up because I think for someone like Zach, I think he starts off by doing the pressure wash, cleaning, getting the jobs, doing whatever. But I think it's something that can lead. It's a perfect thing that he can lead it into another. He can expand his business, so he can get on the side of landscaping, or he can do more window cleaning with pressure wash cleaners and stuff too. Like, I don't know, man. I think that's just awesome. Like, I love seeing young kids just want to go at it. I heard there was a guy named Deafness to skip park research, so Chris, oh, for sure, man. No, and for me, I'm just and again, guys, when I always try to say this, and I don't know why it's so hard for people to just be good people. And what I mean by that is, like, why is it so hard for people to just be cool with people, get along with people? I'm not saying anybody has to give anybody anything or has to do anything special, but it's so much better when, I don't know, I personally feel so much better like when I help people, right? When I do something for somebody, I get way more out of that than I do. And don't get me wrong, I think it's awesome when somebody racks me or sends me something, but I ultimately get just a natural high off like seeing other people happy and doing things to make others happy. Like, that's what it's about, man. And Parker's a great kid, man. Parker is a great kid, and I tip my hat to you for you being the way you are with him, and saying, as like people like me and Jimmy and whoever else, we would all for sure got that for him without him having to do anything. But for you being the father that you are and saying, listen, he's gonna work for this. Like, this is gonna, and I think that's awesome, because I think the issue we run into so often is, especially as parents, right? We want our kids to be happy. We want to make them happy. But I think sometimes we maybe give a little too much. What I mean by that is like materialistic type things, right? Giving love and care and all that. Unconditional, unlimited, right? You should always be doing that. But as far as materialistic things, I think sometimes us as parents, we just give our kids anything and everything, whatever they want, right? They don't build that work ethic. They don't build that drive to push, to try to do something, to try to accomplish or get somewhere, and be able to get that satisfaction of them doing something themselves to gain that, right? It's like when a kid wants a new phone or something. He has a phone, right? He wants an iPhone or something, a new iPhone. Him working for that phone, it's going to be so much better for him. He's going to, what's he going to think of? How's he going to think when he pushes and works to get that? Versus us just constantly handing our kids just everything, and then those are the ones that stuck up. Can I get a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin, please?
Anything else?
That's it.
All right, so that will be 352 next. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, guys, I got a little breakfast sandwich. Something in my stomach. I know, Mickey D's, right? Super healthy. But I think it's awesome, Garrett, that that you went the route you went with Garrett. It's awesome, incredible. Because it's so easy. It's so easy these days to just, just give them what they want. Zoe's saying, what's up? So what do you guys got planned? You gonna watch football? I think Quatos is gonna be going to the card show. Well, we all are. We all are, man. It's a me world. And then that's it, Quatos. No, I'm good. Thanks, man. You too. And that's where Quatos, I want to touch on that. That was one of the other topics, kinda, that we were gonna touch on yesterday on that show I was on, the Hobby Hotline. But it was a topic we never got to because we went way over an hour. But is how people are treated, right? New people that come into the hobby, or people that are coming back into the hobby, how people treat them, you know. There's a lot of great people out there. There's a lot of people that do a lot of awesome things. There's a lot of people that are very welcoming, but yet there's a lot of people out there that, man, they're just, it's the me thing, right? It's how can I get ahead? It's how can I make the extra buck? How can I screw this next person over? How can I fatten my pockets more, from the next guy? Not as much, hey, welcome. Like, I've seen Garrett, I see probably just about anybody in here I've seen welcome somebody new or do something new. And that's how it should be, guys. Why do we want to run off fellow collectors unless they're scamming or doing something they shouldn't be doing and they're bringing just a negative vibe to the hobby? Why do we want to scare people off? Or we want more and more and more collectors. The more collectors, the more the hobby grows, the better, right? Sorry, I think I missed something. 1 second. Quatos, I missed it. Which quarterback are you playing the most? Fester, my highest owned quarterback today is going to be Stafford. That's my cash quarterback, and I'm running him in a lot of GPPs. I also like Roethlisberger, Big Ben with Claypool. You could run him with Ebron as well, although Ebron makes my stomach turn all the time because, man, the guy fumbles and drops balls. He's had that issue since forever. Balls likes Cousins. I do like Cousins on DraftKings. I don't like him on FanDuel. I like Madison. I like Mike Davis. Robinson a little bit. Claypool, Thielen, Jefferson, Galladay, Juju Smith, A.J. Brown, Tannehill, which is going to be a very popular. Ebron does have the drops. Yes, he has a ton of drops, man. All of them going to kids next. Yeah, see, dude? I'm so excited for Halloween. Parker is the drug dealer of cards at school. Stacks teams and trades them. That's so awesome, man. Like, it's kids like him. We need more kids like him in the hobby, man. Like, that bring excitement to others around him, his age, right? We can try to get excitement at card shows and, wherever, and, friends that, maybe have kids that could get into collecting or something. But the ultimate is when the kid the same age is bringing that excitement to another kid. Hey, check this out. Get in these cards. Look at, I'm giving you these packs. That's what's awesome. So he's like, what's up? Yeah, more. Have a great freaking day, peeps. All right, Clint, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Have a good day, buddy. Rudolph, as far as for the Vikes, I would take Irv Smith over Rudolph, to be honest with you. Thank you. Have a great day. I would take Irv Smith over, if you're talking about Kyle Rudolph, I would take Irvy Smithy, personally. Oh, look at the Bubbas. Such a pretty girl. Such a pretty girl riding with Dad. Alright, I just hope my Packers can keep the... Yeah, and I do like Aaron Rodgers. I don't mind playing a little Rodgers this week. I don't mind playing a little Tom Brady either, though. I like them both. I really like them both. I love Devontae Adams. Tanya, like I said earlier, is going to be very popular because he's coming off a 3-touchdown game. Now, again, that was 3 touchdowns without Devontae Adams. Is he going to get 3 touchdowns again with Davante Adams in? Maybe. It is exciting. Every kid in my neighborhood has 8,000 cards. Parents are asking me to chill a little. That's awesome, Quados. That's awesome, though. That's what it's about, man. Like, guys, do you remember, like, how crap's changed so much? Do you guys remember the old cards you used to get from the police officers if you waved to them and flagged them down when you were a kid? Do you guys remember those? What happened to those days, man? Talk about getting kids excited about cards.